I'm so excited because we will be baking something very delicious today. Something na parang classic siya na bakery favorite. Pero lalagyan natin siya ng konting twist para mas bongga siya.
Simpol, simpol, luto na, ha, ha.
So gagawa tayo ng classic inipit with a twist. Para siyang bagay na bagay sa Pasko kasi ma-traffic, maraming naiipit. Kaya yan ang lutuin natin ngayon. And we will add a little bit of parang fancy stuff para pag sinerve mo sa mga bisita mo ngayong Pasko, they will be wowed, no? So, first things first is we have our dry ingredients. I will combine flour. This is 1 3/4 cup of flour. Yan. Inspired by the Japanese sando. Alam mo yung sando? Yung Japanese sandwich. I'll sift my flour. I will add my baking powder, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Yan. So we're using fine salt, ha? And we will sift. Bakit importante yung pag-sift? So that we know that there are no large particles o may nahalong anything, no? And now we will combine our other ingredients. So I have my sugar. Combine my flour, sugar, and I will add my egg yolks first. So I'm using 8 egg yolks. Yan. So large eggs, ha? Very important, large eggs. And I also have here half a cup of melted Arla unsalted butter. Yan. So ito siya. We are adding it na melted. You can also use oil, but here we want it to be malinamnam. And we will add our milk. So I'm using full cream milk. So I'm using Arla full cream milk. Full cream meaning it has a higher fat content. So don't use non-fat milk in your baking kasi alam mo, the flavor is in the fat. Mix that there. And I will combine, no? Ang key dito is not to overmix, no? What you want here is to wet all our dry ingredients. Very nice. So it's blending together very nicely. Pero di natin kailangan na sobrang smooth, no? Because if we overmix this, ang mangyayari ay magiging tough yung ating cakes. And I will put it aside, no? So ito siya, if you notice, no, yung una nating 2 sets of ingredients, which is the dry ingredients and our wet ingredients, are already combined here. Kasi yung gusto ko pag magsulat ako ng recipe, it's easier for you to understand. Kaya dinidivide ko siya into sets. So ito siya, set A and set B. And now we're doing the set C, which is our meringue or our egg foam. So ito siya, this is our egg whites. These are 8 eggs. And very important na siguraduhin mo na very clean yung inyong bowl and you carefully separate the egg whites and the egg yolks. Kasi any trace of fat, kahit konti lang, may bowl ka na hindi nahugasan ng maayos, may konting sebo, or eto siya, manhaluan mo sa kahit sobrang konting egg yolks, hindi na siya aalsa. So, what we do now, we put it here, and it's important that it is at room temperature. Ibig sabihin ng room temperature, hindi siya malamig galing sa chiller. Naka-rest lang siya sa lamesa mo. If it comes from the chiller, put it out 30 minutes or an hour before working. And we will combine, ito siya, cream of tartar. So, a cream of tartar, acid to siya. So, if you don't have cream of tartar, don't get stressed out. So, what do? You add equal amounts of vinegar or lemon juice, no? And now, I have my white sugar and my vanilla. But before I incorporate them, I will turn on my mixer. Ayan. And the key here, when you're mixing your egg whites, is to do it over medium speed, no? Or medium-high speed. We don't want to rush it. Kasi pag masyadong mabilis yung mixer natin, ang mangyayari, mabibigla yung inyong egg whites. And what will happen is that the air pockets will be very big, very large. We will now slowly incorporate our sugar, no? Add ko na rin yung aking vanilla. Yan. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for my egg whites to foam beautifully and evenly, no? Ang gagawin ko dito, meron akong baking pan dito. Ito siya, at the bottom of the pan, I am just brushing it with a little bit of shortening. Ang gilid nito, hindi natin lalagyan para kakapit yung cake dito, no, sa side siya. So, it's just the bottom because I will put here my wax paper, no. I'll just put it there. Yan. The side. So, it will be easier for us to depan our cake later. Yan, let's check on it. Yeah, it looks good. Let's see. Nice, oh. So, that's what we want. Tumatayo siya, no? And it's very important that it is, di ba, shiny pa. Because if it's overmixed, ang mangyayari niyan, it's going to dry up. Fold in gently until this one is even. Ito eh, kahit hindi ka gentle sa una mong mix, okay lang yan. Yan. And we add, again, another half. Yan. Another third of the mixture. Now, slowly fold. And now, we will just add it here. Kasi mas malaki naman yung bowl natin. And look at that dong, ilalim, hindi ko na-scrape. So, ito siya, if I bake it, this will be heavy. It might, sink to the bottom. So, what we want, everything is incorporated very evenly. Yan. Very light, no? Look at that, no? Almost cloud-like. Be sure yung ilalim na kuan mo, ha? Sides, scrape the sides. So, now I will add my mixture into my baking pan. Look at that. Gagawin natin dito. We will tap it a few times just to release all the large air pockets, no? So that we have a more even crumb. And also, di ba minsan, mag-bake tayo, ayaw natin nakatabing, more butter on one side than the other. So, this is the way to do it. And now, I will put it into my oven, which has been preheated to 160 degrees or 320 degrees Fahrenheit. So, yan. And it's very important when you're baking, tingnan mo, yung aking rack is in the middle so that even yung ating pagluto, no? And alam mo, pag nagbe-bake tayo, huwag kayong masyadong excited ng bukas na bukas. Luto na ba yan? Luto na ba yan? It's very important. Trust the process and let it cook based on the time recommended in the recipe. Yun. Pero of course, give or take, in the last 5 minutes, possible may difference dahil iba-iba yung pag-function ng ating ovens. No? So, depende kung sobrang, if you're using an electric oven, mas even yung heating temperature. But if you're using a gas oven, sometimes nagfa-fluctuate. Especially if your oven does not have a thermostat. Kaya you have to make adjustments for that. So, now we will wait for it to cook for around 35 to 40 minutes. So, bantayan natin ha. Yan. Sobrang bango na aking kusina and my cake base is done. I will check if it's perfect, no? And it's done. Malalaman mo when it's done. And if you poke it, pwedeng barbecue stick, pwede toothpick, and it comes out clean. So, ito siya. I will let it sit for a while. Tender, oh, look at that. No? It wobbles a little bit. Gagawin ko, babaliktarin ko sa aking cooling rack and let it rest and let it cool down until I will use it later on. No? So, very important na let it cool down. Leave lang natin. After 10 minutes, tatanggalin na natin yung pan. So, sobrang sarap talaga ng ating Inipit version for today. Kasi para siyang cake sandwich na may feeling na fruits and cheesecake. So, parang so fun. And I have here 1/4 cup of hot water and I'm adding 1 tablespoon of gelatin powder. Yan. So, what we are doing here, we want it to bloom. We want the gelatin to, absorb all the water. And we will add it to our frosting. So, yan. Let that sit for a minute. In the meantime, I will add my Arla. I'm using salted butter this time, ha? Salted butter, room temp, yan. And I will also add, this is 1/2 cup, and 2 cups of Arla cream cheese. Ito yung base natin ng ating frosting. And both are at room temperature, no? I will also season with a little bit more salt. Bakit? Gusto ko ng maal para mag-shine yung flavor ng aking fruits. Yan. So, I will add my salt. I will also add my vanilla. Just a touch of vanilla, around 1/2 teaspoon. And I will cream it, no? Yan. Yan. I will cream it together. Yan. Gentle lang, ha? Low speed lang siya. Let it come together very nicely. I'm waiting for my gelatin to come together. And I will slowly add my powdered sugar. But when I add my powdered sugar, I will turn off my mixer kasi ayaw ko maligo sa pulbo. I'm using confectioner sugar, powdered sugar. Now, I will add my gelatin to my cream cheese mixture. It's going to be light and fluffy and so nice. Now, I will add more of my powdered sugar. Everything there. And we will just keep on mixing for a few minutes until everything is incorporated and smooth. Yan. Yan. Again, careful. Don't rush. Yan, look at that, no? Everything is incorporated. It's beginning to become smooth. But I will replace my paddle attachment with my whisk, no? To lighten it up until we achieve stiff peaks. And I will, yan, medium high speed. And you will notice that the texture of my cream cheese will transform, no, into a very nice frosting. Yan. And now I will remove the pan. Let's see. Yan, baliktad na natin. We have to loosen up the edges. Yan. Tap, tap, tap. Oh my. Look at that. It's so nice. And let it cool down completely. Beautiful, no? Yan. Ang bango, grabe. Iba talaga pag butter yung gamit. You can use oil actually. And our cream cheese filling is done. And look at that. It's very nice. Yan. Very smooth. Yan. Oh. And we will just transfer it to our bowl and let it chill, no? So later on, when we assemble, everything is stable, no? So dapat stable. And I'm preparing my fruits now. So I'm just trimming off my strawberries. And I have some kiwis. I will show you how I'm peeling my kiwis. And I will just get my cake. So I will cut it into squares. So cut across. And I will make 3, no? Estimate mo lang. If you have a ruler, kung OC ka, mag-ruler ka, no? So ako, OC ako, pero for now, hindi ako OC. Yan. So we just like trim off the edges. But you will trim it off later. Itong ating crust, you will just trim off the crust. But we don't want the brown. We just want to have it nice layers. So I will do all of this. What I do now, I will, to make my kunwaris sliced bread, I will cut my cake in the middle. Dapat even, no? So dapat medyo OC ka ng konti. Look at that, no? I have nice cake sizes. And yung gagawin ko for nice presentation, yung my crust side, I will put it inside. Oh. Yan. Let's start assembling. I have my piping bag, and I will just fill my, piping bag with some cream cheese frosting. Yan. Kung may baso, use a baso. It's easier. But no need. Fill it up with our cream cheese. Yan. What I will do, I'll just cut off the end. Yan. Yan. Dapat clean. Yan. And trim off natin. Put it over. It's going to ooze out. No? It's going to ooze out like that. Then, press it down and wrap it with your plastic wrap. And we have one. And we will let that rest and continue doing the others. And ito I started na. It's very important yung knife natin. That's hot water. Yan, dapat mas malalim pa siya. Ayan, trim. Just trim off the sides. Slice across. And here it is. It's so beautiful! Yan, no? Diba ang ganda? Para siyang parol. Perfect for the Christmas holidays. Try this recipe, ang ating inipit with fruits.